Roll for initiative.
Hello and welcome to Bork and Lucky's Magical Glitter Fairy... No, we're not doing this again. We're not doing it. We're not doing this again. No. Well, you're at it. How's that Kickstarter coming along?
Bork kicked the camera a few days ago. Is that what you mean?
No, I said the Kickstarter, the website. Did you get a Kickstarter set up? I said we needed a Kickstarter. You said you'd set one up. Well, shoot. Yes. Welcome to Bork and Lucky's show. Today we'll be talking about combat in Dungeons & Dragons. D&D is a wonderful meld of three main areas of gaming. It's got wargaming, role-playing, and strategy. Today's focus will be on the combat section, most influenced by Dungeons & Dragons' wargaming roots. When combat starts, everybody rolls a 20-sided die, and adds a thing called an initiative modifier to that roll. This is how the DM figures out who goes first, so it doesn't turn into some sort of shouting match. Bork, would you like to start by explaining what happens during a player's turn?
So, yeah. You've got your action, bonus action, and movement. Actions are when you do things like throw a rock at somebody who's being mean, or yell something really scary to try and intimidate them and get them to go away. Bonus actions are when you do extra stuff. Sometimes you can throw a rock at somebody and your class might let you do stuff like run a bit further during your bonus action, or maybe throw some more rocks. It really depends on your character, but the bonus action is a little weirder from Bork's point of view. Bork almost forgot. You can also move. So the action is kind of like chewing gum, and the bonus action is like blowing a bubble with the gum, and movement is kind of like walking while you chew that piece of gum too. Every character can move during their turn. You can move before your action, after your action, or if you get an extra attack during your action, you can move between those attacks. Yeah.
Wow, well put. Yes, during your action, you've got several options. You can attack, cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, grapple, help, hide, improvise, ready, search, shove, and use an object. These terms are extremely broad, and to describe them all completely in less than an hour would be nearly impossible. It's easier to think of your action this way. If you want to do something and it takes more than 2 seconds to do, and it isn't walking, it'll probably take your action to get that thing done. If you want a complete list of things that you can do within Dungeons & Dragons, check out page 192 of the Player's Handbook. And this part goes out to you backseat DMs out there. If you want something, maybe a little extra reading for tonight, and you want to jump on me about this one, check out page 271 of the Dungeon Master's Guide for more attack options and action options, and etc., etc.
Yeah. Anyway, Bork's favorite thing to do is attack. Bork likes to do an attack, so what happens there is Bork rolls a 20-sided die to figure out if Bork hits the target. And then usually Bork adds Bork's strength because Bork's a strong guy. But then if Bork hits whatever Bork's trying to attack, Bork will roll for damage to figure out if Bork can do a lot of damage to the thing Bork just attacked.
Yes, attacks can happen with no weapons whatsoever, a weapon, and with a spell. There's also a way to use spells to cause someone to make a saving throw. This is where a person rolls a 20-sided die and has to roll above a certain number in order to avoid negative effects like damage, conditions, or other unsavory things. Saving throws are a little weirder and a bit more complicated, but can be quite fun if you make them more than one person making the saving throw at the same time. You catch a couple of people on fire. It's a wonderful time.
Yeah, in just a moment, we will talk about some tips for combat. For now, we'll be back after a brief message from our sponsors. Yep.
Hi there, my name's Pappy. Are you one of those idealists that loves the idea of monsters running around free where they can romp and play? While you also have the unending need to kill everything that doesn't speak common? Well, come on down to Pappy's Catch and Kill Sanctuary. We can get you big things, small things, cute things, and mean things. You name it. If it doesn't speak common, we'll let it loose in our controlled hunting grounds and send you and a few bloodthirsty friends running right after it. Want to set up a time to hunt? Come on down and schedule an outing. And if anybody asks where you find that pelt, blame some goblins. Hello and welcome back. As discussed, we've got some things that we wanted to give you some tips on regarding combat. So the main things to keep in mind when you're getting a group together is that combat relies on 4 main things: damage, health, position, and the ability to act. Now, those 4 things might not sound super important, but you want to make sure that at least some person in your party is good at one of those things. Somebody that's good at dealing damage, somebody that's good at healing other people, somebody that's good at moving around, and somebody that's good at acting a bunch or controlling how actions happen.
Yeah. If people take too much damage, they die. And if you heal them enough, sometimes they don't die.
Yes, Bork, how succinct. Position also matters. A bunch of abilities in Dungeons & Dragons rely on what's called line of sight. Essentially, you can't shoot what you can't see. For this, position is key, both for attacking as well as not wanting to be attacked. Additionally, the ability to act is crucial. If you're blind, held down, poisoned, charmed, or otherwise hindered during combat, fighting back against the enemy becomes a lot harder.
Yeah, Bork likes to do this funny thing where Bork casts Mold Earth, and then Bork will hide in a little trench just to mess with people that do ranged spells and attacks.
Yes, on top of all that, we've got a few more general tips. Bork, care to go ahead with those?
Sure. First tip: know what you're gonna do during your turn. D&D is a game where everybody takes turns. If you don't know what your spells do or what your abilities do, try reading them ahead of time.
Annoying when somebody spends their turn reading what their spells do.
Don't take damage personally. Damage is part of the challenge of the game. D&D is a game where your health goes up and down, and combat is how that usually happens. If you take damage, it isn't always your fault, and you shouldn't feel bad. Making sure that you don't take it personally is important.
Oh, yes, and a tip for the dungeon masters out there: damaging players for behavior is not the same thing as consequences for their actions. When damage becomes punishment, combat becomes a negative experience. If you use combat and damage to reprimand bad decisions and also serve combat on a silver platter each game, your players will feel like they're always doing the wrong things. If you've got a problem with what they might be doing, talk with them. Oh, I just noticed. We're almost running out of time. We'll be back after a brief message, and we'll be here to tell you about a brand new product that we'll be offering. In just a moment.
Hi there, my name's Scrollywaddle. I was a captain of a ship long ago that sailed the seas far and wide. Sadly, me ship went down, and I with it. Luckily, it went down with me at port. The thing was wrecked and refused to sail, though. So I slapped some wheels on it, hooked it up to a few beasts of burden, and now I have the thing ready to make cold hard cash. That's right. If you or a loved one needs to go somewhere, anywhere, at any time, come on down to Scrollywaddle's taxi service. We'll have a rootin' tootin' good old time.
Hello and welcome back. We wanted to speak with you before we left regarding a wonderful new product called the Decanter of Endless Whiskey. This new magic item could be yours for only 3 easy payments of 29 gold and 29 silver. We have operators waiting on standby, ready for your order. Bork, can you tell us about something wonderful about the decanter we have here? Bork?
Yeah. So this decanter is kind of like a decanter of endless water, but with whiskey.
Wow. You really jazzed it up there. Well, yes, it's fresh, it's wonderful, and most importantly, it's ready for order for you to purchase. That's right, you could be one of the lucky few to own such an illustrious product. Bork, can you demonstrate for our listeners at home? That stings. Wonderful, that was so good. I loved that. That was really refreshing. Bork? Why is the whiskey still coming out?
Bork lost the cap.
You what? No, No, try turning the knob on the side. That should help.
That didn't help. That
Well,
didn't
do
help.
something. You have something to
wait,
put it
no,
into.
wait. Bork knows what to do. Alcohol's flammable,
Bork,
right?
no, Bork, wait, no. Welcome back. Here's the part of the video where we shamelessly ask you to like and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also to share it with as many people as humanly possible. Lord knows we need the money to make some fixes around here.
Yeah, Bork's gonna get to work kicking that thing too. What did you call that again, Lucky?
Yes, it's a Kickstarter. It's a Kickstarter. Anyways, we hope you liked it here. And until we see each other again, may your next roll be a natural 20.